the King of Wands. Now, he made his appearance last week, and this week it may be an emphasis placed on a fire sign person. He may be important to the week's events. He may be an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius, and it may be the sun, the moon, or the rising sign. Now, this is a king who is extremely magnetic. People are automatically drawn to him. He's got a lot of confidence in who he is. He knows what he wants. He's passionate, and he's willing to go after what he desires. And so this is a week where you may be more fearless, more pioneering, more innovative, more invested in achieving some kind of goal. Or you may be rash, reckless, impulsive, going after something you care about. This is a week where you can make things happen. You create your own opportunities. You blaze the trail. You create your luck. And you rely on that intensity, that passion, and strong intuition that never seems to fail you, even if you're under some kind of pressure. You're coming up with solutions, ideas, and you're making things happen. It may be in the name of some kind of material gain or professional recognition or some kind of deep, strong emotion. And the events of this week, you're trying to be the director, and you may very well get what you want, although it may not come when you think it will, and it may not look like what you thought it would. This is a week where you're going to take charge of a situation and try to wrap something up, bring closure, and probably very quickly. You may be surprised at how spontaneous and quickly you seem to accomplish something. It takes less time for you. You get to point B quicker than you anticipated. And part of getting through the week is having a strong sense of humor. You're not taking things, too seriously. And you're using that as a tool to push your agenda, to be assertive. So you're able to tell people in a direct manner what you desire, what you're seeking, but you do it in a way where, people feel comfortable. And so your connections with others go very smoothly. This can be a week where you're focused on your attraction because the King of Wands is about passion. And so someone that has crossed your path, you may be very intrigued with. Or maybe there's someone that you've known for quite a while, and that passion has been stirring, bubbling, and it's now rising to the surface. And so this is a week where you start to make some moves. You want to catch that other person's eye. And maybe, you're going above and beyond. You're trying to get their attention. This may not even be a conscious awareness on your part of how you're going to some great lengths to be noticed. It's a week where you also tolerate differences. It doesn't matter the background, the walk of life a person may come from, even if they tend to disagree with you. You're not going to let that become a stumbling block in establishing a relationship. You may be more willing to overcome those differences, and as a result, people have respect for you. And not only that, they genuinely like you. So this is a week where you're looking at your time, structuring things to meet a goal, whether you're organizing a project or you're starting some kind of endeavor. Now, always in the shadow, this is a king who may be kind of dictatorial. He may be benevolent, but you are going to do what he wants you to do, or that's his intent. Because this is a king who has a tendency to want relationships on his terms. Now, in the most extreme, he can be a liar or someone devious, very controlling, maybe unscrupulous, biased, and he may oppose your plans or try to engage you in some kind of controversy. And if that's the case, it may be difficult to gain control of a situation or rein in your temper, your impulses. And when you connect with others, if you're acting in the shadow of the King of Wands, those connections won't unfold as smoothly as you'd hoped. You may be meeting with opposition. And so you have to really be clear on what your goal is, what your intention is this week. Maybe you're overshooting the mark. Maybe, you're trying to accomplish too much, or you're trying to reach an unrealistic expectation of yourself, in which case, you may become overwhelmed, and you may find that you start to make some impulsive changes that come back to bite you later. And maybe you get involved in some disagreements because you're overwhelmed and there's so much intensity of emotion. And as far as romance, if you've been, turning backflips and waving your arms and, hey, look at me, and nothing has happened, you may just burn out on that relationship, or you've burned yourself out on trying to connect or gain this person's attention. So you really have to look at what your objectives are and whether you are misdirecting energy this week. And in some cases, those moods that are, on shifting sand become too intense, too dramatic, too extreme. And then you do something that reflects poorly on you. Maybe you feel embarrassed or humiliated by it. And people try to extend themselves to accommodate you, and you continue to make things harder for yourself. So this is a week where you can, pull on strong leadership or connect to people who are very decisive. You may be involved in some kind of entrepreneurial endeavor. You may be intensely attracted to someone. It's a week where maybe you're promoting your interests, your agenda. Or it's a week where things are out of control and you're finding it very difficult to use the better parts of yourself, and you end up undermining your own progress.